Brian Cooper strangled Alisha Bromfield to death,
That moment, I didn't care.
squeezing the life out of her and her unborn baby girl.
Like, don't do this to me because think of the baby.
As if killing Alicia and her daughter wasn't monstrous enough, Cooper was about to share the actual depths of his depravity.
Did you have sex with her last night?
Yeah, after I strangled her.
Cooper says he raped Alicia post-mortem.
So after she's dead, you took her clothes off, and then she's on the floor, right?
Right.
Okay.
I just wanted to, like, see her naked, I guess.
Okay. And then did you take your clothes off, or were you already?
Yes. I just took my pants off.
How long did you have sex with her?
Probably like a minute or two, maybe 3 tops.
So he raped her after strangling her.
Yes.
At 6 or 7 months pregnant, a corpse, he's raping.
Yes.
Afterward, he morbidly made a bed for his victim.
She had a pillow under her head.
I might have done that last night.
Okay. And then the blanket, you covered her up with the blanket after you had sex with her.
Right.
Then Cooper says he tried to kill himself, first with a dull knife, then with a corkscrew, but neither worked. So he went to sleep in the bathtub, and when he woke the next morning, he drove to a nearby park.
I got into the bay and swam all the way out there and tried to drown myself, and I was panicking and couldn't do it, and I was trying.
You realized that life was still worth living.
Yeah.
And then you got back in your car?
Yep. And then I was trying to find like a gas station to call the cops.
Considering everything Cooper just confessed, Winkle needs to know, has he done this before?
No one else is dead or anything?
Nope.
Okay. Have you ever harmed anyone else?
Yes. My ex-girlfriend, I just couldn't get through to her, so I tied her up for the purpose of trying to like talk to her.
Were you arrested for that?
No.
She didn't report it to the police?
No.
Okay.
So when it was all horrifically said and done, what was Cooper's motive for killing Alicia and her unborn child?
I felt like I didn't want to go back home, and
You didn't want to be alone?
no, it's not gonna, there's nothing when we come back home. I didn't want to drive 6 hours home. I didn't feel like doing that.
So ultimately, though, it
I
just got to be too much and you strangled her.
All right.
Did you mean to kill her?
Yeah.
Yes.
Brian Cooper is charged with 2 counts of first-degree intentional homicide and third-degree sexual assault of a corpse. While Brian Cooper is being booked and his injuries photographed, across the state line in Illinois, a police officer friend of Alicia's mother, Sherry Anisich, is tasked with delivering the devastating news.
He had tears in his eyes, and I knew at that second that Alicia was gone. I thought he was going to tell me that Alicia died in a car accident on the way home, and he said there's been a homicide. And I just couldn't believe it. My life changed forever that day. And I just couldn't believe that that was true. He strangled her. He killed her. Instead of calling 911 to save the baby, he raped her.
Despite Brian Cooper's very detailed confession, he shockingly enters a plea of not guilty. So, 10 months later, Alicia's family is forced to face her killer in court. Cooper would claim voluntary intoxication as his defense, saying he was too drunk to know what he was doing when he killed Alicia. At trial, Alicia's mom hears the 911 call and the interrogation of Cooper confessing to the killing.
It's just really hard to sit there and watch somebody just describe the killing of your daughter. I felt that, one, it wasn't real, like this really isn't happening. But the fact that just the way he was talking, like he was describing a game he had watched on TV. It wasn't like any remorse.
Also revealed in court was even more evidence of Brian Cooper's perverted obsession with Alisha Bromfield. During a search of Cooper's laptop, cops found multiple videos of Alicia shot in his Plainfield, Illinois home. Cooper had installed a spy camera after drilling a small hole in a triangular shelf that was positioned in front of his toilet.
He would ask her to go over there and take his dog out. And so he would have spy cameras in there to capture her going to the bathroom.
Cooper also brought a spy camera to the Wisconsin resort where he killed Alicia, hiding it in a trash can in the bathroom.
He actually did capture her getting out of the shower and she was naked, which was so disgusting.
After 5 days of testimony, including Brian Cooper taking the stand in his own defense, the case went to the jury. The verdict? It was split 10-2. Hung jury. Alicia's mom, Sherry, was devastated and disgusted.
I was so shocked that I walked out of the courtroom as soon as they said hung jury, and even more shocking, they were women. For two women to say that he was not guilty because they felt that he was intoxicated after hearing all the evidence was mind-boggling to me.
When you heard that there was a hung jury, how did you take that?
I mean, it was just a punch in the gut. To me, this was a slam dunk. We had a crime. We had a defendant who confessed. We had the evidence that matched his confession. And that confession was videotaped. It was played in front of the jury.
But two of those jurors believed his voluntary intoxication defense.
A defense that Mr. Cooper was so intoxicated he didn't know what he was doing. I have to be honest with you, that didn't appear to be the case here because he was able to recall the crime in such detail.
He told you exactly step by step what he did.
Step by step, with detail, and what was going through his head at the time.
Brian Cooper is found guilty of the third-degree sexual assault, but would he walk on the murder charges?
At that point, it almost becomes real that he could get away with this, and that is a terrifying feeling.
Coming up,
You stood up and you fought.
a mother on a mission.
Within an hour, we had our verdict.
Will the confessed killer be cleared?
And what did you kill her with?
His defense? Voluntary intoxication. Basically, Cooper said he was too drunk to be able to form intent when he committed the crime.